We want to see socialist managers of the local authority.
Jeremy Corbyn was left reeling by the news this week that 7 of his own MPs were leaving his party because they felt that Labour had become retrograde and they wanted to look to the future by becoming independent.
We did everything we could to save it, but it has now been hijacked by the machine politics of the hard left.
Well, the Labour leader has decided that his response, in short, is to say, comrades, we are going back to the 1980s. Yes, he's let Derek Hatton back in.
It's often said that you learn far more in 5 minutes of struggle than you do in 20 years of reading.
A militant Labour councillor.
The man, we must remember, who was integral to the militant tendency, the uber socialists who took over Liverpool Council and were then famously denounced by Neil Kinnock.
A Labour council hiring taxis to scuttle round the city, handing out redundancy notices to its own workers.
Mr Hatton was booted out of the party, very much treated then for the rest of his years as a black sheep. Until now, when it's all changed as Labour is going back to that decade again.
Derek, why now?
Well, I mean, it would have been some time ago if the situation was right. I feel more excited about the Labour Party now than I think I've ever felt.
It's a time when now we see that Jeremy Corbyn's able to embrace his old roots as a Bennite, Corbynite Eurosceptic.
A European bureaucracy totally unaccountable to anybody.
Able to bash the EU as much as he likes, and no longer having to worry about Remainers carping from the sidelines, wanting him to think of a referendum.
I'm furious that the Labour leadership is complicit in facilitating Brexit.
No, he can call for Brexit in a true Labour tinge. And indeed, alongside this, we see in the policy platform that Mr Corbyn now is able to embrace the old agendas. Like, for example, having rail renationalisation.
The best way forward is for the public to run it, as the public ran East Coast Main Line.
And nationalisation of all sorts of other public utilities. It is very much traditional old-style Labour. And this is why Mr Hatton's return marks the fact that Labour is truly going back to the 80s, and it is proud of it.